Welcome back to Alliance War. We have War 3, Season 37 for Loki versus LOXC, the League of Extraordinary Champions. I'm bringing my new toy, CGR, back to this war, as well as two old friends of mine that have not made an appearance in Alliance War for a long time. Human Torch, because he's been banned for like 17 seasons, and Sym Supreme, who was one of my OG war loves from back in the day. Anyway, I'm on 7A Conflictor again. The first fight is a Longshot. This is a Torch fight. Throw on the pre-fights. The Incinerates bypass the node. And so, yeah, there's really not a whole lot to this fight other than not parrying. So just taking some hits on the block and then punishing the heavy with Torch. Put up the Incinerates. Avoid the special one so that way you don't get bled to death. And yeah, that's pretty much all the trickiness of this fight. So I just sped up the rest of it while Torch does Torch things. I mean, Torch fights in war. Not particularly exciting or revolutionary. So yeah, we'll just burn through this fight and get on to the next one. Last war, I fought a SpiderHam, one of my longtime nemesis, and absolutely destroyed it with CGR. So I said, well, I'll destroy this Piggy with CGR on Vivified Brute Force. Now, there is one difference between this fight and last war's fight, is that I do not have on the recoil tree, so my damage is substantially less, which means that I'm not going to shoot up to the special 3 after hitting Piggy with this special 2. And that actually matters because, as you can see, Piggy is right there at the cusp of 3 bars of power. But he also has 2 bars of power, and I don't want him to throw special 2. I don't want to deal with the poppers. So I just pray to the Kabam AI gods, throw the SB2 in a block. It's not enough to kill him. Hit into the block, and that is. So, hey, it wasn't pretty, but it worked. Now we got the Null on 22. Again, this is the Hazard Shift, Incinerate, and Shock, I think. Let me look at my notes. Yep, that's right. And most importantly for this fight, Aggression Prowess. I'm just doing the same thing that I did last war, which is get into the CGR rotation. I kind of throw that heavy into nowhere, but that's fine. I still got the aptitude buff. Now I get the power gain buff. And so I'm going to start throwing my SB2s to nuke this Null. Yeah, Null has been a problem for me in Battlegrounds. I've been really having a hard time dealing with his reverse control. So I've been practicing him, and I'm feeling a lot more confident in terms of how to do it. Not just the reverse controls, more just knowing when the reverse controls are going to proc in these fights. So there is a visual timer that appears on your side to show you. So I've learned to sort of watch for that. Now, because of the Aggression Prowess, like I said, I'm taking specials on the block, but that does like 30% of my health right there, which is just nasty. I have one more CGR fight, so I'm going to have to spend some potions to heal him. But, what else can you really do? Not too terribly difficult. So in Section 2, I have this fight here, Hulkbuster on 2B, Node 41. It's the strike counter block penetration, which, spoiler alert, that means that I'm going to lose some more health because, once again, I'm going to take a special on the block. But I'm using CGR. He's a sick and tired attacker against this conduit defender. And just do the rotation and smack this guy down. Not really much to it. As you can see, I'm not really playing around strike counter because I'm feeling like I'm just going to be able to get this guy down quickly. And so he's going to be building up that block penetration, which matters because he's going to throw a special one and I take it on the block, and I really take it on the block. But this is my last CGR fight, so I can lose a little bit of health and it's not that big a deal. I've got the full yellow bar to play with, one more special 2, and Hulkbuster says goodnight. So my final fight of this war is this boss node here, Mags. This is a rank 4 SIG 200 Mags, which seems like overkill, but good on these guys. They are extraordinary champions, so why not? I fought about 300 Mags bosses in my MCOC career, all of them with Hercules. And back when I would do those fights, it really was just a contest of how quickly I could get Magneto down. It was like a game between myself in an unofficial game with Karate Mike. Unofficial because he didn't know as to how fast I could get it done. Sub 30 seconds was routine. It was always trying to get it under sub 25, sub 20. If you got real lucky with AI on those fights, because Herc just destroys it. But I didn't use Herc for this fight. I used Symbiote because of the Conduit Sick and Tired stuff. And I'm just going to go ahead and speed it up because this is about a 3-minute boss fight, which is mind-numbingly boring and long because all it is just throwing the SP3 from Symbiote, nullifying the buffs, then getting some hits in for the bleeds, trying to be opportunistic with the SP2s, and because when you have all the blessings up, then you can get some really nasty SP2s like right there with some power steal, some arbor breaks, good stuff like that. I popped an Invul boost for this fight, and I did get smacked a couple times. There is a point coming up here in the fight where I get smacked real good and hard because my controls on my game stuck. But other than that, it's just cycling SP3s. And it's a very, very safe fight. It's just not a fast fight. So I prefer speed, quite frankly. But then I also play slow. All right, so here I am just getting absolutely blasted in the face by a heavy. Just lovely. But that's okay. I get up, panic throw my SP3 just to get spacing back, and then I just restart what I've been doing before, which is SP3 and the opportunistic SP2s. I'm not good enough to reliably throw the SP2s, in my opinion. So I just, I do so when I think that there's an opening. And if so, then I take care of business, and Symbiote takes care of business. Pretty easy, pretty clean, just long. Anyway, that's it for this one. Have a great day.